Meryl Streep is 75 years old and always looks 10 years younger whenever she appears on a red carpet. The secret? It is not in the scalpel, it is in the lips. And no, I am not talking about filler. There is a lipstick color that does what no cream promises to do. It lifts the entire face without touching the skin. It sounds like magic, but it is science. And most women are using exactly the wrong color, the one that adds years instead of subtracting them. I myself spent decades choosing shades that made me look tired, washed out, and older. Until one day, one afternoon in Florence, an Italian saleswoman looked at me and said something that changed everything. She did not sell me the lipstick I wanted. She gave me the one I needed. And when I looked in the mirror, I understood. The problem was never my age. It was the wrong color choice. In that Florentine mirror, I realized I did not need a new face. I just needed to relearn how to see my own. If you want this channel to keep showing you what no one else will tell you about real elegance, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Because what comes next is not about vanity. It is about justice, making your face reflect who you are, not how many years you have. So, what is this magical color that the industry is hiding from you? The truth is simple. The wrong lipstick pulls everything downward. Literally. Have you noticed how some women look tired even after sleeping 8 hours? The problem is not the under-eye area. It is the mouth. Because while the beauty industry pushes seasonal trends and colors that look beautiful in the packaging, no one tells you that most of these shades were created for 20-year-old models under artificial studio lighting. Have you noticed how a single lipstick can change your entire mood? But here is the trick that changed the game. The right lipstick does not follow trends. It works with physics. Reflected light. When you wear a shade that harmonizes with your skin's natural undertone, the entire face responds. The eyes look more open, the cheeks gain color, even the jawline seems more defined. It is almost unfair how well it works. Imagine two women, same age, same outfit. One wears a cool-toned lipstick, the other wears a rosy peach shade. One looks tired, the other looks happy. Nothing else changed, just the color. Technically, this has a name: facial chromatic contrast. Warmer colors reflect light upward, toward the eyes and cheekbones, creating the effect of an optical lift. Cool and dark colors absorb light, projecting shadows. It is physics, not a miracle. Grace Kelly understood this better than anyone. She never wore the dark, dramatic shades that were in fashion in the 50s. Always a soft pink, almost nude, but full of life. The result? She glowed effortlessly, while other women looked like they were trying too hard. So the secret was not in what she wore, but in what she refused to wear. The problem is that you are probably wearing exactly the kind of lipstick that ages you. Shades that are too dark create shadows where there should be none. Colors that are too cool make the skin look grayish. And those nudes that promise a natural look? The industry calls them elegant nude. I call them executive ghost lips. It is the kind of lipstick that perfectly matches a Monday mood, dull and lifeless. Most of the time, they only make you look unwell. Grab a mirror quickly. Look at your lipstick now. Does it make your face look lighter or heavier? If you need to think too hard to answer, you already have your answer. The right lipstick works with the face. The wrong one competes with it. Now comes the part no one warned you about. There is a golden rule for choosing the perfect shade. The golden rule has a name and a surname: Rosy Peach. But before you think it is that simple, I need to tell you what happened when I first tested it. I bought 3 different lipsticks, all promising that magical shade. 2 of them made me look like an 80s wax doll. So the problem is not just the color family, it is the exact undertone within that family. Because Rosy Peach is not a single color, it is a spectrum. And within that spectrum, there is a precise point that works miracles. That shade with enough warmth to brighten the skin without turning it orange, and enough freshness to make teeth look whiter without creating that artificial contrast that screams, "I'm wearing lipstick." Catherine Zeta-Jones discovered this decades ago. She never leaves the rosy peach territory, but adjusts the intensity depending on the occasion. The result? In her 50s, she still looks like the woman who stole the spotlight in Chicago. But here is the cruel detail. She has access to professional makeup artists who blend custom shades. You do not. What you have is an industry that sells you universal nude and natural pink without explaining that these categories are traps. A beige-based nude will drain all the life from your face. A pink that is too cool will make your teeth look yellow. And that vibrant coral that looks amazing on the 25-year-old influencer? On you, it will only emphasize every line around your mouth. How many of those shades do you have stored away without knowing why? So how do you find your perfect rosy peach without wasting a fortune on mistakes? There is a lipstick graveyard in the drawer of every woman over 40. Those shades that looked sophisticated in the store and at home transformed you into a tired version of yourself. The problem has three main culprits: brown, gray, and anything with a too cool undertone. But no one told you that when you bought that modern nude that cost $40. Brown shades are tricky because they promise discreet elegance. They deliver the exact opposite. They make your mouth disappear and create a permanent shadow around your lips. It is like putting an aging filter on your face. So, that grayish-brown lipstick the saleswoman swore was timeless? It is literally stealing years from your appearance. Diane Keaton loves neutrals and earthy tones in clothing. But notice, on the lips, she never chooses pure brown. There is always a hint of pink, a trace of warmth, because she understood that the mouth needs to have its own life, not camouflage with the face. But the industry keeps selling you these sophisticated shades that work wonderfully well on plastic mannequins. And the cool lipsticks? Those are even worse. Any shade with a blue or purple base will do two terrible things: make your teeth look yellow and drain all the natural glow from your skin. You end up looking like you are cold, even in the middle of summer. The face becomes rigid, the expression loses softness, and suddenly you look older than your mother. Pause, breathe, because what comes next might make you look at your makeup bag like it is a crime scene. Now, do yourself a favor. Go to the window, hold up a mirror, and look. That is the light that never lies. If the lipstick passes this test, it will pass in real life. The test no one does is the only one that matters. Natural light, clean face, zero filters. Because the brutal truth is that the lipstick that looked perfect under the store's yellow lighting will completely betray you when you step outside. Artificial light lies. It hides what sunlight reveals without mercy. Here is what happens. You buy the lipstick, try it at home under the bathroom light, think it is pretty, wear it the next day, and spend the whole day feeling that something is off. But you cannot figure out what. So, the problem was never your perception. It was the testing environment. Artificial light creates an illusion of harmony that falls apart in the real world. The trick that changed everything for me was brutal in its simplicity. Open window, mirror in hand, face without foundation, without concealer, without anything. Just you and the lipstick. If the shade makes your face look more rested, more alive, like you had a good night's sleep and drank a green juice, that is your lipstick. If you look and think, I urgently need blush, or my eyes look smaller, discard it immediately. Helen Mirren has a golden rule that she mentioned in an interview years ago. Never buy lipstick without testing it in daylight. She said she lost hundreds of dollars on beautiful shades that under the Los Angeles sun made her look sick. But here is the problem. Most stores do not have windows, and salespeople are trained to sell under that lying light that makes everything appear to work. And what if your favorite lipstick is silently betraying you? So what is the exact shade you should look for the next time you walk into a store? We have reached the point where every beauty video should begin. The three modern traps that age even the most elegant women. Enemy number 1, the hydration-killing matte. The industry convinced you that matte equals sophistication, but on mature lips, it does the opposite. It turns every natural line into a trench visible from miles away. Lips lose volume and hydration over time, so any formula that dries them out even more will highlight exactly what you are trying to hide. Matte is great if your goal is to look like a Renaissance statue without blood flow. But women keep buying it because the packaging promises long-lasting and modern finish. Enemy number 2, the nude that erases the face. Grayish nudes create the ghost mouth effect. You know those old black and white photos where you can barely distinguish the lips from the rest of the face? That is exactly what these shades do in high definition and natural light. You pay a lot for an elegant nude and get a mouth that vanished from the map. Jennifer Aniston learned this the hard way in the 90s, when she wore those grayish nudes that were trendy. Today, she never leaves the realm of warm pinks and peaches. Enemy number 3, the contour of rigidity. Edges that are too sharp. When you line the lips with surgical precision, you create a harsh contrast that hardens the entire expression. The face loses softness. You look more severe, more closed off, older. So that lip pencil that promises perfect definition is sabotaging you. And there is one more texture detail that changes everything and costs $0 extra. The texture of the lipstick does more for your face than the color. Let that sink in for a second. Because you can have the perfect rosy peach tone and still look 10 years older if the texture is wrong. Mature skin loses natural glow, so it needs products that bring light back, not absorb it like a cosmetic black hole. Lipsticks with luminous or creamy finishes reflect light back to the face. They create points of brightness that distract the eye from imperfections and lines, making everything look softer, younger, more alive. But the industry spent the last 10 years pushing matte, as if it were the only finish worthy of an adult woman. The result? Entire generations of women with lips that look like they were drawn with chalk. Think less about full coverage and more about strategic reflection. A semi-transparent lipstick with subtle shine does more for rejuvenating the face than any high-coverage matte formula. It is basic physics. Surfaces that reflect light appear fuller, healthier, younger. Surfaces that absorb light appear flat, dry, aged. Gwyneth Paltrow understood this before everyone else. She never wears matte. Always a creamy lipstick with a touch of shine, even when she is selling questionable wellness products. On the lips, she gets it right. But here is the trick no one tells you. You do not need expensive products to achieve this effect. There is an application technique that triples the lifting effect of any lipstick. Apply the lipstick to the center of the lips and blend it outward with your finger. Forget the sharp contour. The secret is the smooth, almost invisible transition that mimics natural volume. It is the same trick used by film makeup artists to bring light to faces without artificiality. Pause. Now look in the mirror once more. This is not about the lipstick. It is about the energy that has returned to your face. The right lipstick does not transform you. It simply brings back what time tried to hide, the energy of your own smile. And perhaps that is the true secret of elegance, to look alive, not just young. Rosy peach with a luminous texture, tested under natural light, applied with soft edges. 3 rules. 0 excuses for continuing to wear that grayish brown that ages you. The mirror does not lie, but with the right lipstick, it becomes generous again. You just saved hundreds of dollars in mistakes and years of trial and error. So, if this video was worth every second of your time, click subscribe and leave your like. Because content like this, that gets straight to the point without fluff, only exists if you show that you want more. And since we are talking about instant rejuvenation, I need to know. Do you want me to record a video showing the 5 lipstick shades that brighten the teeth without editing tricks? Because this secret exists, it works, and no one is talking about it. Comment here. Which lipstick washes you out and which one brings you back to life? And if this video made you see the mirror differently, write natural light. That way, I know you are one of the women learning to shine, not to hide.